Hello again. I am selling another one of my personal cars. Yes, the fire sale continues, and it seems that I might be starting off with the green ones. The Galant is off to its new home, and now I'm on to my sweetheart of a little 1982 Porsche 924. This one's got a really interesting story, similar to my Galant, which was a one-owner car. That one had a little bit of a different story. This one was a one-owner car up until, shoot, about 18 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, original owner, little old lady. She bought it in New York, owned it there for a few years, moved out to California, specifically East Bay, mostly Oakland and Berkeley, San Carlos. Yeah, long and the short of it is this was her daily driver, which is really rad. So she had it as her daily driver up until, I want to say, about 2022, maybe 2021, when she parked it. She aged out of driving it, so to speak. She got moved to a care facility, and then her family didn't know what to do with the car. It sat for about a year, accrued some back due storage. The keys managed to get lost at some point, and when that happened, they kind of threw up their arms and they donated it. I managed to buy it from the charity. The charity didn't really know what to do with it. Early 924, missing keys, sat for a year. So yeah, they were just going to send it off to salvage auction, which I felt bad for the little car. I didn't want that to happen. It seemed pretty nice. It's a really cool color. Also, it's got a salvage title. That was part of that conversation. They didn't think it was, the value was in it to dig up some keys, put a battery in it, and see what would happen. So I did. I bought it from them, threw a battery in it, got some keys, ordered them from Porsche, and yeah, here it is. It fired right up. It passed smog. It's got the window sticker with it. The air conditioning blows cold. And it's really cool. So all I've done since I've owned it, outside of just doing some fluids, I put tires on it. When I had it, the tires that were on it were old enough to vote. So I put these excellent Vredestein Sprint Classics on here, which have probably 1,000 miles on them. I haven't put huge mileage on them, and they are lovely. These are excellent tires. I cannot recommend them enough. That's pretty much it. The only other thing I did was there was a bad exhaust hanger, and the exhaust was torn a little bit because the motor mounts that running it were a little, they were on the edge. So I had some, these are hard to get motor mounts for, as I found out. So I put some more modern rubber ones from a company out of the UK. They're definitely firmer. I'll show you what I mean when we start the car. They're a little buzzy, certainly buzzier than the original ones. I have the original ones still, but otherwise, let's poke around it. So, very straight car. The paint is largely in excellent condition. I washed this thing like 3 hours ago, and there's already stuff getting on the paint here, which is annoying. Yes, I believe this color, which is not original, original color for this car was meteor gray. I believe this is not ice cream metallic. It looks like it's ice cream metallic. I believe this is crystal green metallic, which was on I think on 944s, and maybe 928 and maybe 911s, and I think like 86, 87. I want to say it was about a 2-ish year only color. I suspect maybe that's when this car was repainted. I know it was not salvaged then. The salvage certificate was issued in 2001 for reasons lost to time. Nobody knows. The original owner is not in a state of mind to be able to advise anybody. Family didn't know. Carfax doesn't know. It just says that salvage title was issued in 2001. In 2001, this car was worth $0. They're still not worth a ton of money, but I suspect, if I had to guess, because there's no signs of major body work being done on this car, is this lower valance down here is a little wonky. It's a little beat up. You can see right there's a big dent in it. And if you follow it up here, there's like a little kink in the fender right here on both sides. And there's a little damage there. That's the best I can tell. So, you know, maybe grandma hit a raccoon, something like that once upon a time. And it bent up the valance. Or maybe she got too close to a parking block, and, you know, the cost to redo all of that and get these fenders back and fix these body lines and stuff, and color match this unique color that's not original of the car, would have insurance, you know, totaled it for that under a comprehensive claim. Let me tell you, as a former insurance adjuster, absolutely. You know, they could have written that up for $3,500 in repairs, and there goes the car. So she rightfully just cashed out and kept on driving, I think. That's the only thing I can figure out as far as what the cost of that would be. Anyways, let's poke around the inside. There's not a whole lot to write home about on the outside. So there's a little valance I told you there. As I said, this is a repaint, but whoever did it did an incredibly good job. You go around the car, you know, there's really not much to pick out about it. Occasionally, if you look super carefully, you might find a run in the clear somewhere. But you know, they undersided the hood, they did the jams, they you know, the inside of the shell of the door. Like, I mean, you would not know this is not a factory paint job unless you look under the hood or the inside of the rear body panel. So what happens when you have an original owner car. You know, they're willing to put an enormous amount of money to repaint a car in a color they like, when the car is worth probably a third of what it costs them to do this paint job, especially here in California. That stuff's not cheap. I don't know who did the paint job. It was some time ago, but it looks very good. The only place it hasn't held up is up here. And again, I can't believe the amount of stuff that got on this paint from parking here for a few hours. This is a removable top. It does come out without issue. The clear on it is going away. Thankfully, it's just this top. You can pop it off. But the roof does have some spot. You can see it's thinning out here. And over on the other side, there's a big patch right here where the clear's going. It does look like it's mostly on this roof here, so you know, you can repaint just the roof, cut the clear here where it's real thin, or bring down the pillar. I mean, if you're going to cut it here, you might as well come all the way down, and that should be a pretty economical repaint versus the rest of the cars. The paint held up excellently. The bumpers are in good shape, the taillights are in good shape, the wheels are in good shape. There is some curb rash, but nothing crazy. And yeah, just a pretty car. This power antenna is powerfully broken. So, you know, I'm not Mr. Listens to terrestrial radio, so this hasn't been bother for me, but worth noting. I love this here. Porsche. Interior is largely excellent. There's not a whole lot. The seats are in great shape. It is vinyl from the factory, and it's held up well, front and rear. In this box, that's the original motor mounts. They looked good, so I held on to them, even though they were a little soft. They weren't fuzzy like the ones that's in it now. Super common on these and early 944s. There is some cracking to the dash. It's not the end of the world, it's not destroyed, but there's some cracking. It's mostly pretty fine. I have the window sticker in the house, so I can add a photo of that. 133,710 is the mileage right now and counting. And yeah, aftermarket tape deck, which I wish I had the original AM/FM radio, but they did add a tape deck at some point. Little wear on this shift knob, but the boot's good. This carpet's good. The power mirrors do work. Power windows all work. Headliner's good. Yeah, let's start it up. And it's getting dark here, so we'll be quick, and then we'll probably go for a drive in the morning. It should be pretty cold. I just barely moved it here, I don't know, 4 hours ago. Yeah, it's still cold. So here, let's cold start it. Clutch in. Oh, what now? Really? We're gonna do this? It's got stage fright. All right, lovely. I don't think I killed the battery. Well, let's ice this, and we'll do it another time, because I gotta figure out why we got a no crank issue. Because I just started it very easily, not that long ago. Alrighty, well, to be continued. Okay, going for a ride in my 924. Things to keep an eye and an ear out for. This ashtray does like to rattle. Basically, since I did the motor mounts with these aftermarket, far more durable, but far buzzier motor mounts, you get a little bit of a rattle out of this door here. And then also keep an ear out for, right when we get to right about 3,500 RPM, there's an exhaust buzz. You can hear a heat shield buzz. That happened after the last time the exhaust was repaired, before I did the motor mounts to quit tearing the exhaust. Long story short is, there's buzzes and things to listen for. But otherwise, let's go for a drive. ashtray buzzing. Okay, that is my little adorable 924. I'm warm. I'm gonna get the AC going. And if you are hot for this car, see what I did there? Check it out on auction. Get involved in the bidding. It's over on Cars and Bids. Bid often, bid early. See the link in the description below. If you got this video within the first week or so after it went live, you can still probably get in on the bidding action if you missed out. See what it sold for. I have no idea what it's gonna sell for. It could sell for 3 grand. It could sell for 10 grand. Probably somewhere in between, I don't know. But check it out. It really is a sweetheart of a little car. It's fun, it drives well. Yeah, it's a little shaky because of the motor mounts, but I have the originals if you wanna swap them out. All that said, check it out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great day.